I'm the Killmaster Gang, and today we are streaming episode 6 of Dragon Age Origins. So there's that. So my audio for this game is terrible. Let me... Okay, so I can hear a little bit now. Something that has to be done, unfortunately, is I have to make combat unbearably loud because I want you guys to actually be able to hear the dialogue between. So I'm just setting it up to here. This should be it.
Something on your mind?
There we go. Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
He was like a father to you. I understand.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
Well, he had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
He saved your life by sending you to the tower.
Yes, I know. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Dwarves don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
We entomb our dead within the stone beneath our tags.
I heard about that, now that I think about it. Their spirits return to the rock, strengthening the foundation of the tide. It sounds so strange.
Maybe so. Duncan is one of your people, however, not ours.
I suppose you're right. Thank you. It was good to talk about this with a friend. It means a lot to me.
Maybe I'll go to High Ever with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
And that is the end.
Let me get this straight. You were a cloistered sister?
You must have been a brother before you became a Templar, no?
I never actually became a Templar. I was recruited into the Grey Wardens before I took my final vows.
Do you ever regret leaving the Chantry?
No, never. Do you?
Yes. You may not believe it, but I found peace there. The kind of peace I've never known.
It used to get so quiet at the monastery that I would start screaming until one of the brothers came running. I would tell them that I was just checking. You never know, right?
No, I never did anything like that. I enjoyed the quiet.
Suit yourself. The look on their face was always priceless.
Alright. Well, we're gonna do the Soldier's Peak DLC, but first... Nope, no firsts. We're doing Soldier's Peak. Depending on how long this takes, we might also tackle Broken Circle. Although, again, I did leave that in the description of episode 5 as a strong maybe.
I bring word, sire. There are demands from the Banorn that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces,
I forgot about this.
as are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also
Well,
have
when
an
you kind of
interesting
betray the king,
report.
that happens.
There seem to be Grey Wardens who who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution, with your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards.
An assassin?
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best, sire.
And the most expensive.
Just get it done.
And here we are, Soldier's Peak. Maker's breath. Look at the size of her. What a fortress. I told you the map would get us through the tunnels.
Oh, just admit it, you were lost a couple times.
I wasn't lost, it's just that the map got soggy. Bah, we're here. So, I'll follow you about, from a distance. This place has the stench of death. I expect there's trouble up ahead.
And that is Zevran.
Just peek.
We are...
Looks like it's seen better days. Better centuries, more like.
Once the Wardens flourished, their ranks full, their caliber certain. Now they even accept people like you, Alistair.
Hey!
Fuck you, Morrigan. Alistair's a good warden. He's a strong warden. He's good at his job. And now the schizophrenia begins.
Fall back! Fall back already!
Taking the peak will not be easy, my lord.
I gave the Wardens one chance to die with honor. Instead, they hole up like cowards. We follow the King's advice, then. Starve them out.
But the peak has months of supplies.
Then we wait. When they are too weak to lift their weapons, we will send them to their final judgment.
Oh, what was that? Felt a bit woozy there. I'm not mad, am I? You saw it too?
I've heard an Orlesian ballad about something like this. A beauty trapped in a dream. In the song, Belisa never wakes up.
Your prissy friend here is making me nervous, Warden.
Yeah, she
How's
does
this
that.
even possible? The place must truly be haunted.
World's full of mysteries.
Yes, Warden.
Well, I guess the lore explanation and also what you can say if you've done Broken Circle before you do the DLC is that the Veil is so weak here from all the bullshit that the Wardens did that it kind of caused memories to get stained into the Veil, causing like these kind of like illusions and shit. Anyway, there's one thing I want to do. Ta-da. The fight has not started yet, which I find miraculous. Also very difficult to believe, but...
Spirits, we must be on our guard.
Yeah, this is kind of what I wasn't looking forward to. The loudness of it all, really.
It's your time to die!
But at least it, you'll know what I'm dealing with. Maybe.
Make a
They
preserve!
sound fucking terrifying. I wouldn't normally be doing a DLC so early, but this one gives me storage.
Very well.
What did I tell you?
It will be done. Of course.
For the Grey Woman!
So much fighting.
Very well.
Attack!
We'll deal with this one. Yellow name means bad.
Oh, this should be good.
I was immune to poison. That's gonna be lovely later. Ah, antique warden crossbow. You know what, Liliana? You're getting an upgrade. Let me see your... Nope, wrong button. Side grade. Is it a side grade? Well, it's definitely better than what you were using. Oh yeah, loads better. Ta-da!
The men's morale is low. My spells are of no use in this matter, Commander.
There is more to leading men than sorcery, Avernus. I will remind them that
Avernus.
they're wardens. Men! I won't lie to you. The situation is grim. Our forces outnumbered, our bellies empty, and our hearts are sagging. But we are wardens! Darkspawn flee when they hear our horns. Archdemons die when they taste our blades. So are we to bend knee to a mere human despot? No! I, for one, will never give up! I, for one, will never surrender just to dance on Arlen's gallows. So I propose here and now, in these hallowed halls where generations of our brethren stood vigil against darkspawn and evil, that we send a message to that fat bastard. In this sacred place, proud men, strong men stood defiant, and would rather die than submit to tyranny.
So brave, even when starving, and my great-great-grandmother stood with them.
King Arlen was a tyrant?
Not much is known of King Arland. The War of Succession that followed his death, now that was a piece of work. Lasted nearly a decade, and almost burned Denerim and the palace to the ground. Loads of history was lost, but maybe there's answers to that inside. But I've gabbed enough. Lead on, my friend.
Oh, there's a poster here. Click. Huh. Those are all lengthy nicknames.
Of course. As you say. Flee while you can. Spirits, we must be on our guard.
Smells like
Ooh. I can open that.
As you say.
Let's make this quick!
Of course. Yes.
Die!
Allow me. I could do that for you.
I keep forgetting.
Finished.
Ooh, Grey Warden helmet. Click. I have a full steel set. These are rare but fun. Just buff your magic more. I don't think she really needs higher grade herbalism. Survival might be helpful down the line. More cold shit. Not have frost weapons. Ta-da. Oh, we have an injury.
I see.
Nobody else is injured. Okay. There's a lot of status effects. Gives me an idea for a challenge. Can you beat Origins with every negative status effect? Or every permanent negative status effect.
Spirits, we must be on our guard.
Damn corpses. Stay dead, please.
Alright, that's all it is then.
We must be careful. There is danger now.
No. I said stay down.
It will be done. Very well.
It's a gasher!
Yes, of course.
We must be careful. There is danger now.
Why? Why 3?
Make a preserver.
I want that Warden shield, if I'm being honest. It's a shame none of the items from this DLC transfer. Because I would love to, wield Starfang in Awakening.
The door won't hold, Archivist.
Almost done. The truth must be told.
What does it matter? We're dead.
Our grand rebellion so close. And to die here, a stillbirth.
We never should have done it. Wardens aren't supposed to oppose kings and princes.
Should we stand idly by while...
Another one? Rebellion? What's this about a rebellion? If only the book weren't burned.
Maybe there are other records.
We can only hope.
Hang on, okay. There's one thing I want. Soldier's Peak. Ancient history. Here we are. I know it won't give me any waypoints, but it is one that I'm doing because it'll give me some cool shit. We're gonna be back for that.
Make them pay for every inch, men! Hold the flank!
I think
Avernus, we
there's
need
supposed
you!
to be sounds here.
Nelatep, Obrasuth, Sithan, Net Bekon.
Andraste's blood! What?
More Avernus! Whatever it takes!
Keli e benfotos victos!
Press them! Press them now!
No! I command you, fight the king's men!
Fool! So much death, suffering, and oh yes, blood. The veil is torn now. Your soul is mine, Avernus.
Acolytes, retreat now. The battle is lost.
Avernus!
What just happened? Oh no, more fighting.
Spirits, we must be on our guard.
Make this quick!
Oh wait, no, yeah, I forgot. I just focused
You
on
should
the
run while you can. Wait for that. Let's end this.
We'll be
Right, no, forgot. I actually do have to kill the dead wardens first. Because if I don't, then they just keep healing him.
Of course. Very well.
No, don't just respawn.
As you say.
Levy, I really need you to find a good spot. Now's not time for starting back and forth.
You both are
Aim for that. As you say. Yes. Very well. Of course. Yes. As you say. By the stone I shall prevail.
Let's end this.
Ta-da! And he'll drop some good shit.
The wardens summoned demons. Can't believe it. And my grandmother, she knew.
Wardens don't forbid blood magic, anything it takes to win.
I believed that my family was better than that. But answers may lay up ahead.
Oh, I'll take the money. Winter's Brass, Dragonbone. Can you wield this yet? No. Oh boy. Well, I can store it here.
Spirits, we must be on
Oh
our
my
guard.
god, more.
As you say.
I think we work well together.
Oh dear.
Step no further, Warden. This one would speak with you.
Why should I?
Because this peak is mine. This one is the Dryden, Commander, Sophia. All these things.
Grandmother?
You have slain many of the demon ilk to get here. This one would propose a deal.
I'm afraid your great-great-grandmother is possessed.
That or she's really let herself go. My great-great-grandmother is dead. I don't know what that is.
Why should I trust you?
What is one woman child compared to your might? Strike me down if my terms offend. A fool this one would be to betray the Warden.
Tell me about this deal.
You can't be serious. There's nothing left of
I
Commander
didn't
Dryden.
ask
She's
you.
possessed.
Your fledgling should
Frankie.
mind its place. Meek, subservient, quiet. This one will answer your question. The soldier's peak traps me. This one sees so many tantalizing places in the Dryden's memories. This one would see the world herself. For me to be free, into the old mage tower you go and destroy. In return, this one seals the veil. No more demons, no more enemies, your peak would be safe. Just let this one go into the world.
Alright. Before I make a deal.
Yes.
Sweeten the deal. What do I get out of this personally?
Your kind likes gold, yes?
Ta-da!
This one knows of all hidden places. If you help, this knowledge is yours.
Tell Lovey anything he wants to know about Sophia.
You get your gold and nothing else. Wealth of the Wardens. The levy gets no questions, no answers.
I wouldn't have you deal with her or it on my account.
Oh, off to break the tower then.
Good, good.
I'm killing both. Mostly, I just want 19 sovereigns, although... it's not really worth it.
Uh-oh. Rain is on the loose.
Right ahead.
Of course.
Alright, yeah.
Begin the onslaught.
Good enough. Oh yeah, we're back out in the main area. We're way up here now.
Spirits, we must be on our guard. As you say.
Noise! Stop screeching!
Day 32. The subject is not responding to the stimuli. Testing the pain threshold has uncovered nothing. Only 3 subjects are left. Day 82. If only I could reproduce last night's extraordinary success. Electricity is only a catalyst. The blood is the key. Day 97. Energy and blood. Repeated applications have duplicated the results. I conjecture that success can be induced alchemically. But there are no more subjects left. If only I had 1 more, or a dozen. The things I could do.
Oh boy. We're gonna drink it. Let's do it. Drink the silly. Drink the mystery cranberry juice. Oh, damn it, I forgot. He has quite a range.
I hear you. Don't disrupt my concentration. Even now, the demons seek to replenish their numbers. Are you to thank for this welcomed but temporary imbalance?
The old warden mage, and you're still alive?
Only just. I have only a short time left.
Careful. This man has dabbled in matters forbidden by the Maker. He may look frail, but don't trust him.
So the Maker told you that, did he? Short-sighted men have forbidden my research, not any god. Enough. Why are you here? What is your intent?
Here to recover the base.
An admirable goal. But in order to achieve this, the demons must be cut off forever.
Yep. Seen your experiments.
They were necessary. Any tool, any iota of information that could defeat the fell demons was justified. As a warden, you should know that.
Necessary. Having to relieve yourself after an 8-hour ride is necessary. But there's no excuse for summoning demons.
Charming.
Okay. How do you know I'm a warden?
A combination of my research and blood magic. But even without that, who else would brave Soldier's Peak?
I would like some answers.
To what questions, I wonder? Ask.
Sophia's great-grandson brought me here. Levy, go ahead.
Master Mage, sir, my family name has been worth less than dirt for over a century. Do you have any proof that Sophia was a hero?
The boy who braved the mists. So you heeded my call. And you are a Dryden. The cosmos has a sense of humor.
Your call?
He was but a boy when he entered the tunnels below the peak. His heart pure, his character certain. In dreams, I gave him the keys he would need. He would be my deliverance.
Alright, well, just answer his question.
Your great-great-grandmother was the best of us. Brave, charismatic, fiery, utterly devoted to the fight. But still we lost. We fought against a tyrant, you know, so full of vigor then, so blind to consequence. But proof? There's none to be had.
I'm sorry, love.
I had hoped. But thank you, Warden.
How have you survived this long?
The Chantry foolishly forbids blood magic. But there are so many secrets to uncover. As my body decayed, I found ways to extend it. But that can only go so far.
Alright, what was the purpose of your experiments?
To stop the demonic tide, to correct the miscalculations of the past. Blood magic comes from demons. They could counter every bit of law I knew. But the darkspawn taint, that is alien to them. And it has power.
What kind of power?
The Wardens use it merely to sense darkspawn. A triviality. My research has discovered so much more, hinted at even greater heights. This knowledge could not only save Soldier's Peak, with it the Wardens could grow even more powerful.
I don't think we need to do that. Look at Inquisition. We'll get there eventually. Better than the demons.
I have done what I must. But let me undo my greatest of mistakes. Let me cleanse this place. Then I will accept whatever justice you feel I merit.
Only a monster would sacrifice his fellow wardens.
It was necessary. It was vital. The few meager years of life they would have spent trapped in this tower were nothing compared to the greater goal. I gave their death meaning.
Can you teach me what you've learned?
You've already read my research. But in time, with the proper materials, I could learn so much more.
Alright, the time for questions is over.
So be it. My only request, if justice or vengeance drive you, stay your hand until the demons are dealt with.
Until the demons are dead, we're allies.
That will do for now. We must go to the Great Hall. There, I will repair the damage I caused so long ago. There will be peril. The demons will fight us every step of the way. Come.
Oh yeah, I got 2 new spells from that. See, Power of Blood. Ta-da! Perioded.
Oh, a strange place we've chosen to stop and dawdle.
I'm just gonna keep it active. Because technically I heal by the time it, it doesn't matter.
He lives! You were supposed to kill him!
Sophia, is this a trap?
It's not a trap, Avernus. I just kind of lie to get past her.
Commendable. Sophia, you believed the Warden's lies? It seems I'm not the only one ravaged by age.
The Warden has done well enough to bring you here, in the open.
I'm finished hiding. After these long, bitter years, let it be over, once and for all.
This one will give you the end you crave.
Warden, together we will crush her.
It will be done.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. It kind of drains my stamina a little bit. Ta-da! Stab.
Quick! To the main hall.
Oh, can I not loot her yet?
With so few of her minions to protect her, the demon was no challenge for us. But we must act quickly. The real challenge lies ahead. The veil must be closed.
Ready when you are.
I will unravel the summoning circles I drew so long ago. Waves of spirits and demons may come through. Dispatch them. I will begin. First, I must summon the magical energies. I feel them. They're coming.
I am afraid not.
Yep, can't go back and loot her just yet.
Yes. It will be done. Very well. It will be done. Very well.
Ash raids. Don't see these very often. Kind of fucking terrifying.
It will be done. Yes.
Good to go!
Very well.
Why did I have to use a great axe?
Paragons would not have done better. Ow! As you said. Of course.
Here comes trouble!
Very well. Yes. It will be done. Very well. As you say.
Back!
Ta-da! She's dead. Did she drop anything cool? Looks like it. Can I go back up? Nope.
It's over. The veil is strong now. Stronger, at least. I said I'd submit to judgment. And so I shall. Can I be left to experiment in peace?
You must atone. Research ways to help the Wardens, ethically.
With what time I have left, I will do this. It may take months or years for my research to reach fruition. When it does, I will send for you. Thank you for this, Warden.
You've done it,
Master
Warden.
of the Peak.
Soldier's Peak is safe again. That old geezer of Vernus deserves the gallows if you ask me, but people will do queer things to survive. But if he does the proper research, without the sacrifices and blood magic and all, maybe he'll turn up something good. But there was no proof to redeem my family.
Even if you had proof, Sophia's actions were damning.
I suppose they were at that. For so long, I was focused on the past, on answers. But I think I would have been better off had I stayed at home. Enough of that, though. I find myself at a loss. You've got a whole fortress now. I suppose I should start plying my trade again.
Orzammar seems like a lonely place. Any chance I could convince you to stay on?
You know I'm no good in a fight, but I'm a fair trader if I do say so myself. My cousins have been looking for a safe place to store trade goods, and the Peak will do nicely. Whatever the Drydens have to offer are yours, for a sizable discount.
Looks like we're done here. A demonic invasion thwarted, a Warden base safely rescued. We do good work.
Yep. Now I can go back up and loot her. Because she has armor I want. Oh, can I really not equip it yet? That's bullshit. Oh, but it's tier 4. I've never seen it at tier 4. I've only ever seen it at steel. I'm gonna start training you with stealth. Definitely missed something because that painting should be interactable.
Of course.
Called it.
Ready.
Where? Why? Okay, just... Can I open you? Yes! Oh, well there wasn't shit in there anyways. Okay. I'm damn sure I left something in the tower. Okay, and those are the notes that I've read. Yep, missed the body on the fucking wall. Ta-da! Quest updated.
Your wish?
Wonder what's in there.
What now?
Oh, just gloves. Hello, Vernus.
Progress is slow. So much theory, not enough facts.
And that's that, which means there's just one more thing to check out. Yes. Asterian's portrait. Recite the Grey Warden Oath. Ta-da! Got a great sword, a good sword, heavy infantry helmet. Ooh. Can I wear the helmet? No. I can't wear shit. Here, I'll give you this. Oh, Alistair can use the shield, though. For now. And that is Soldier's Peak done. Now we are going to do a quick thing.
The Blight. How will you end it?
We have to fight the Archdemon.
Is that all? It is surrounded by an ocean of darkspawn. How will you reach it? If you reach it, how will you slay it? You say you are a Grey Warden. I have heard stories of this order.
What have you heard?
Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed.
Not here to impress you.
Evidently not. It remains only to see what you are here for.
Sometimes I really wish I could sock him in the fucking jaw.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of ears?
Let me
I'm
see
sure
yours.
you'll be pleased with the good...
Great sword. We're gonna keep a hold of this sword. Yeah, we're gonna use Asterian's Might. And it can be enchanted. Damn. I'm gonna use Asterian's Might.
Enchantment?
I want some enchanting done. Ta-da! Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah, now he has a decent blade. And I love that black steel blade. That is a nice sword. Now we're gonna go...
Yes.
I mean, I shouldn't need a party,
Indeed.
but, you know. I'm gonna go back to Soldier's Peak. Pretty sure I don't have to fast travel anywhere. Ooh. Yep. All set and done. There's party inventory. Means now we're just gonna store all our shit in here. Ta-da!
Welcome back, Warden.
Hey, love.
As you can see, we've been busy. Cleaned the place up a bit. Even my brother Mikhail came out of hiding. Never will you find a finer smith. Also, got some goods stored here that might interest you. Buy them now before my cousins move it all someplace else.
I'd like to see your wares, sir.
Certainly.
Okay, so he's got some nice shit. Health potions. I know I have 60, but you can never have too many. Freeze traps, huh? Damn, got good runes. Spirit Healer Manual. Fuck yes. Because wind sure as shit won't teach us, and I need that. Mikhail Dryden.
You're the warden? My family owes you. Any weapons I make, I will sell you for a discount.
You're Levy's brother. Not much of a family resemblance.
I have a family full of traders living a soft life, getting fat. I chose to learn the way of metal and stone. It keeps me strong.
Can I see your wares? This dude's got some good shit. Okay, so still only tier 4 and 5. One silverite weapon. Damn, that looks good. I'd wield it, except I literally can't lift it. So, there's that. Ooh, silverite shields. Grey Warden shit. Ooh. Nice, 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 nice. Silverite Splintmail. Yeah, Alistair definitely can't wield that. How about red steel? Is that good enough for him? No. Viridium at the very... Alright, well, no, that's heavy plate. Alright, well, that's a very, very
Once
cool
the
guy.
dragons were strong. We will be again one day.
What is going on over here? Nothing. Alright.
What can I do for you, Warden?
Did you tell your family about Soph?
I thought about it, but I figured that it's not a bad thing to believe that you come from a line of lions. Even if the truth is a touch more complicated. Our family's belief that we were wronged, it gave us strength to make something of ourselves.
What do you think of her?
King Arland sounded like a right nasty piece of work. Sophia was branded a traitor. She consorted with blood mages. But in spite of it all, I think she was a hero.
The keep looks a lot different.
We've a big family. When you were away, we all pitched in. Hard to believe there were undead, demons, and worse around here, right?
Any trouble with Avernus?
I've not a peep from him. Seems to like keeping to himself. But I keep telling the children to stay away from the tower.
I'd like to see your wares.
So,
just one more time. Nope, I prefer Warden's Oath. Yeah, I'll take more injury kits, because why not? Gotta love injury kits. You know, as a just in case. And we're good. That is Soldier's Peak. So now we're gonna start these two DLCs. Except we're gonna get ambushed on the road. And I'm okay with this. Yup. Called it.
Oh, thank the Maker. We need help. They attacked the wagon. Please help us. Follow me. I'll take you to them.
This sure isn't suspicious. Oh no.
Trap right ahead.
Oh dear. Hey, bud.
The Grey Warden dies here! Enemies ahead.
Great. No wonder to stop.
Ah!
It will be done.
That was inconvenient. Hey, buddy.
By the stone, I shall
No
obey.
thanks.
Very well. Of course.
Enough!
Yes.
That was pretty quick.
It will be done.
Fools, come and get it! As you like. I shall.
Damn, she does good damage. Huh.
You need help?
Here we are. The elven assassin is wounded and unconscious, but alive. You could time up and talk to him if you wish. Wake him up and talk to him.
Oh, what? I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet.
That could be rectified.
Of that I have no doubt. You are most skilled. If you haven't killed me, however, you must have kept me alive for some purpose, yes?
You seem awfully glib for a prisoner.
It is my way, or so I am told. Let's see then. I assume you kept me alive to ask me some questions, yes? If so, let me save you time and get right to the point. My name is Zevrad. Zev to my friends. I am a member of the Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose of slaying any surviving Grey Wardens, which I have failed at, sadly.
I'm rather happy you failed.
So would I be, in your shoes. For me, however, it sets a rather poor precedent, doesn't it? Getting captured by a target seems a tad detrimental to one's budding assassin career.
Well, too bad for you then.
Yes, it's true. Too bad for me.
Who hired you?
A rather taciturn fellow in the capital. Logain, I think his name was. Yes, that's it.
When were you to see him next?
I wasn't. If I had succeeded, I would have returned home and the Crows would have informed your Logain of the results, if he didn't already know. If I had failed, I would be dead, or I should be, at least as far as the Crows are concerned. No need to see Logain then.
Alright. How much were you paid?
I wasn't paid anything. The Crows, however, were paid quite handsomely, or so I understand. Which does make me about as poor as a chantry mouse, come to think of it. Being an Antivan Crow isn't for the ambitious, to be perfectly honest.
Well, that's all I wanted to know.
Then, unless you're quite stuck on cutting my throat or something equally gruesome, perhaps you'd care to hear a proposal.
You tried to kill me.
Unsuccessfully. Besides, someone in your position can't take these things so personally, can you?
Yes, actually, I can.
Ah, well, I suppose fair is indeed fair. What is it to be, then? All I ask is that you don't eat my remains or anything barbaric. I have nightmares about that sort of thing.
I have a new job for you. Assassinate Logain.
No. No, I won't do that. Believe me, it sounds like an excellent offer, but if I leave here without you dead, the crows will be on me probably before I can even get to dinner.
Right there!
And even if
Fucking
I could
Christ.
avoid them, and I might be able to, and even if I could kill your Logain, and I might, death would still await me. So, no, I can't accept such a contract. It wouldn't be right, given the circumstances.
It wouldn't be right. You're an assassin.
True, but even assassins must have standards. If you intend to kill me, I at least would have it be an honest death.
Never mind that. You can serve me instead.
But I thought... Are you joking? It's an odd jest, though I'll laugh if you insist.
No joke. I want you to swear an oath.
Well, who am I to go looking gift horses in the mouth?
What? You're taking the assassin with us
Yes.
now? Does that really seem like a good idea?
Yes, it does. I make the best ideas. If you want to kill him, Alistair, then you do it.
Well, no. I suppose we could use whatever help we can get. Still, if there was a sign we were desperate, I think it just knocked on the door and said hello.
A fine plan. But I would examine your food and drink far more closely from now on, were I you.
That's excellent advice for anyone.
Welcome, Zevran. Having an Antivan crow join us sounds like a fine plan.
Oh, you're another companion to be, then? I wasn't aware such loveliness existed amongst adventurers, surely.
Or maybe not.
Alright, get up, buddy. You're my
I pledge
friend
oath
now.
of loyalty to you
Let's
until
get
such
soft
a time
tacos
as
later.
you choose to release me from it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
Alright, we got our boy.
Blood and damnation.
No, we're gonna trade out
Blast
you.
and damnation.
Because he can't do shit. He can't pick locks. So that is Zevran. He's our boy. We like our boy Zevran. He is. Zevran's our boy. So he's got an okay loadout. Steel weapons, hardened, ooh, tier 4. Now that is not bad. Take a closer look at the guards. Take a closer look at the unarmed man. Like how I click join the fray and we're just kind of watching.
As you say. Let us end this, shall we? This is a waste of time.
Oh, another battle it is!
Alright, battle it
So yes, this dude's spec is assassin, and he is good at it. He's a good fragger.
Make him be praised.
He's our guy.
Thank you. I didn't expect the band's men to notice my escape so quickly. I tried to hide here in the woods, but there wasn't time. And now I'm a dead man.
I tried to help.
You were there in Ostagar. You know how things went. For me, it was either this, or die in some darkspawn's belly, or be hung as a deserter.
You deserted?
I dare say most people think the same of you and me, if not worse.
I fled the battlefield when Loghain betrayed us. I abandoned my men, and they died. And Caelan with them. He was my king, my friend, maker. All that time in Ban Loren's prison. And I couldn't stop thinking about all they suffered that one dark night at Ostagar.
It's not your fault they died.
I know. Even had Loghain's men not turned their backs on us, the Darkspawn were too many. Even Caelan, for all his bravado, knew there would be no victory at Ostagar. The king entrusted me with the key to the royal arms chest. If anything were to happen to him, he said, it was vital I deliver it to the Wardens.
Do you still have it?
The Maker has a sense of humor, doesn't he? I suppose it's for the best, however. Had I kept it, it would be in Ban Loren's hands by now.
Why am I not surprised? Is there someone else we should be bringing back from the brink of death instead?
I was afraid. I thought I would lose it on the battlefield, so I stashed it in the camp. Please, it's probably still there.
Where?
The key's behind a loose stone at the base of a statue. I'll draw a map for you, so you'll know where to search.
You'll be taking me along, won't you? Call me sentimental, but I left behind some dark spawn that really deserve a sword through the middle.
It is vital that the king's documents do not fall into the wrong hands. As for Marik's sword, it is too powerful to be pawed at by those monsters. Same for the king's other arms and armor. And if you happen to find Caelan's body, see it off. He was our king. He shouldn't be left to rot amidst the Darkspawn's filth.
Oh boy. Oh, I have a level up. Alright, let's do strength. Just fucking dump all of it in there. Overpower. Yeah. Yep. And we're done there. So now Sultry's Pass. And Ostagar is back on the map. Oh my god, another ambush. I hope it's the thing that I want.
Will you stop eating?
Ooh.
I'm hungry.
Stuff your face at camp. For now, watch the bloody road.
But we've been looking at the road for hours. No travelers all day.
Will one of you pay attention?
You can just skip the whole thing.
Trap right ahead.
You do gotta be careful, though. I'm actually gonna have, like, Liliana lead this. Because she can actually disarm shit.
Trap right ahead.
That's kind of it.
I'll do it. Trap right ahead.
Here we are.
You'll have to forgive me if I seem a bit nervous. Not many people travelling in this part of Ferelden. Of course, that's part of my problem, isn't it? Mule got spooked by a wisp and ran off into the woods. Now what do I do?
Just what are you doing out here?
Waiting for my helper to find the damn mule, of course. It's freezing! Oh, I suppose you meant, why am I out here? As in this part of the country. Allow me to introduce myself. Felix de Grosbois, merchant and entrepreneur at your service.
I'm Dave, pleased to meet you.
I don't normally take this route, but with the war, I was hoping for a bit of luck and good weather in the mountains. Sadly, I've had neither. Ugh, this trip has been one miserable disaster after another. I don't suppose you consider helping a fellow out?
What do you need?
Of all the other things that went wrong, the worst is this artifact I brought in Jada. It's a control rod, I'm told, for a golem. No point in me keeping it, however, as I'll never get to use it. But, maybe you could?
How much do you want?
Nothing. I just don't want to have to lug around something that might be taken for a gemstone by some bandit. To be honest, I don't even know if it'll be useful to you. I paid too much to simply throw it away.
What does a control rod do?
The dwarf I brought it from said it activates and controls a golem. So long as you have it in your hand, the golem does what you say. Might be useful, no? I mean, you look like the sort who could use one, yes?
What's the catch?
The catch? Yeah, I suppose it is a catch, isn't it? The catch is that the golem didn't come with the rod. It's supposed to be down in a village down south, waiting to be activated. Even if I could get down there, which I can't, I understand the place has been overrun by darkspawn. That's not such an issue for adventurous types like yourself, surely? Or I'm hoping that's so, at least.
How do I know
The fellow I brought it from is a long-standing contact. He didn't want to come to Ferelden, however, with all our... troubles. He said he got it from the man who owned this golem. But to be honest, I have no idea if it will work. Hence the low price. What do you say?
Alright.
Just as I mentioned before, you'll find the golem down south, in a town called Honleith. I'll mark it here on your map. Just hold up the rod and say Dulaf Gar. That will wake the golem up, so I'm told. I hope it works.
If not, I'll be back.
Alright, well, then I really hope it works. Best of luck to you then. Now, I guess it's up to me to find that mule myself.
Alright. So there's Honleith. We are going to head somewhere. We're gonna go to Orzammar. This time we're gonna win. I swear to God. I know. Okay, good. I thought we got ambushed again. Jesus Christ. Alright. I'm gonna beat their ass this time.
Enemies ahead.
Our time
as you
award show. Loghain sends his
Defend yourself!
Yes. Here I am. It will be done. Very well.
Ta-da.
It will be done.
Oh, this ain't shit.
Ooh, now the fun part.
Ta-da! I win. Nobody even down.
Most traders aren't allowed into Orzammar, so they just sort of gather near the doors. There's no laws up here at all, I'm told.
Thank the Maker, my brother and his family made it out of Lothering. He said that the Darkspawn attacked it the very next day.
The Darkspawn took Lothering, did they?
I don't know. I expect so, since there was no one there to stop them.
Well, it won't be much longer until those monsters get here. There doesn't seem to be anyone fighting them now. So, I imagine it has been some time for you, Liliana.
Some time for me? I do not know what you mean.
Some time since your last knocked boots, shall we say?
King Loghain will not suffer the delay of his...
Vieta! This land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
I have important business in Orzammar. No, I was born in Orzammar. Let me pass.
Any dwarf who chooses to walk topside
chooses to be excluded. Wait, look at me. You're the exile. This begins with you. Sorrow finished what your kinslaying started. Your father is dead.
Kinslayer? Oh, you're not getting in.
Ha! I didn't kill Trian!
Your conviction and guilt were entered into assembly records. I suggest you leave and not compound this tragedy.
How did my father die?
Losing 2 sons, one to murder and one to exile? Who can blame him for seeking peace among the ancestors?
The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
A blight is coming. They must unite for Ferelden.
Wait, who are you to speak for Ferelden? You're no messenger to Loghain, that's for certain.
Thank the ancestors.
I'm a warden. This treaty obliges Orzammar to aid me.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Why do people keep saying
that? Is the royal seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
What? He's a traitor and a kinslayer. You said it yourself. In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
That's enough! Raise your blade if you're so tough.
I will at that. I'm a messenger of King Loghain.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep. More foes approach.
Alright, battle it is then. Let's make this quick. Defend yourself. Here comes trouble.
Oh, that's Alistair's level up.
Battle it is.
And a nice strength bonus for you. Gonna give you overpower. Actually, can you wheel? Nope, I did not even bring it with me.
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
A trust follow, Warden. Your
Those
rival is a
statues are
big
dwarven paragons, if I remember right. The best of their ancestors.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter.
Ah,
if you
it's
work
Branka.
hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't
Children.
like her.
Don't say that.
Lantana.
Get back
Doral.
to Forge. I want to see
Bimo.
more details. Yes,
Your Highness, you live. We heard what happened. It was an injustice. My master is writing another book about the Idukans. He believes that Prince Balin set you up.
Who are you?
I'm just a humble scholar, as is my master. When you were still the best of House Idukan, you defended him from Brunton Volney. May Orzammar be kinder to you than the last time you walked the roads.
How long were you in that cloister, my dear woman?
Just over 2 years. Why do you ask?
And all the brothers and sisters there, they had taken vows?
Most of them, yes.
For 2 years, you had no contact with anyone but men and women who are promised to some uncaring god?
What are you getting at?
Didn't you desire companionship during those 2 years? 2 years! The very thought makes me weak.
My time in the cloister was a time of contemplation. I occupied myself with thoughts of the Mako and other worthy pursuits. But like I said, most of the brothers and sisters had taken vows. Not all of them. Some were just affirmed, like me.
Aha! That is not so bad then.
Nothing happened, Zivran. It would not be right to engage in that behavior in a house devoted to the Maker.
Why? The Maker made us who we are. He made our urges. He gave us these parts. You think he made them for looks?
That was weird.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Well, shit. We've met one of those shitheads before. No, we've met both those shitheads.
Blind idiots. I won't have fighting in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that sodding fool, I'll have him in the Legion. Exile, you were not to show your face here again. I have enough crime to deal with. I shouldn't have to dump you back in the deep roads.
I have a new house. Oh, wait, no. Think before you act. I'm more than I was.
That's right. You found pity topside. The Warden should have better sense when choosing allies. Surfacers and their cloud-addled heads. Fine, oh illustrious Grey Warden. What do you want?
Where is Balin?
I'll wager you do. But with your history, you won't get near him. Make your appeals to Vartag Gavorn, Balin's voice in the Assembly. Sorry, Warden, but the ancestors know your place.
Can a city function like this?
Blame yourself for that. The deaths in your house brought us here. And still the tavern is open, and the market is busy. Orzammar has suffered worse. The ancestors will see us through.
The Blight is coming, and I need Orzammar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
I should get going.
Yes, you should.
Wow. So this is Orzammar. It's huge.
Yeah, city's fucking big. What happened to my brightness? Oh, never mind. Vilda.
I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? I can move aside. I don't have much to bring them.
Did I hear you mentioning your son?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith Caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
Safe return? Your son is missing?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Do you want me to look for him?
How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself.
I'm a warden. That's what we do.
A warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Don't get your hopes up. We could search the Deep Roads for decades with no sight of the boy.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
Oh. Ow. Didn't mean to yank my headset. Ow. Oof. Ah! Another guy.
What is that smell? Dwarven vomit. Charming.
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
May his divine spirit always light your way. No.
Ah, it's a great pleasure to meet a fellow believer. I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light.
I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Whose permission do you need to open a chantry?
The Shaperate controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
Do you want me to talk to him for you?
Oh, I'd hoped you'd say that. I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always.
If this chantry could help just one person as much as it helped me, it's worth any trouble.
Please, let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Sod it all, the exile. Never thought I'd see your face in the Commons. Never thought I'd be glad to either. But this can only help Balin. Whether he forgives you or you scare people, it's another crack in the old way.
You are very eager to support my brother.
He has the legitimate claim, thanks to your failed grab. You abused the old ways, and now he has a chance to change them. I see where the gold is. It flows topside. Balin will guide us to adopt a new way. Of course, he can't come out and say that.
Some say Balin killed our father.
You among them, I suppose, as though you or Harrowmont would have nothing to gain. How would I know? Nobody here is a paragon. The scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade.
Let me see what you have.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
Tome of the Mortal Vessel. Ooh. Ooh, that's for shale.
Who are... By the ancestors! You were exiled into the deep roads. How can you be standing here?
I won. Narav? Narav Helmi, is that you?
I should hope so. I'd be quite hurt if you didn't recognize me. After all, under different circumstances, we might have been married. But you were supposed to be dead. How is it you live?
What is going on? Okay, wait, nope. You asked first. Okay. The Grey Wardens rescued and recruited me.
Then I hope your return is a good omen. Since your father died, many have begun to wonder if it was Balin's hand behind Trian's death, not yours. Even your father believed that. It's why he appointed Lord Harrowmont as his heir. But enough Deshers support Balin to keep the Assembly in a deadlock. You can see how bad things have gotten.
How'd my father die?
In his sleep. Though many whisper those are only sweet words to hide the smell of poison. May the ancestors accept the king among their blessed number.
Does Harrowmont believe Balin killed my brother?
You wouldn't dare say so, but the common folk do. Not enough of them, I say. Exactly half the Assembly still supports Balin, and their loyalty runs deep.
How much the Assembly wish me to rule?
And I'm sure some curse their decision to exile you. But House Idukan stands behind Balin still, and they have stricken your name.
Who has the authority to defend against a blight?
Blight? Now? But our warriors are killing each other in the streets. Who will lead the battle? How will we survive?
Orzammar must settle its differences to defeat this threat.
Then may the ancestors guide your efforts. If you seek Lord Harrowmont's support, talk to Dulin Ferender. You'll find him in Harrowmont's estate. Tell him who you are, and I'm sure he can get you an audience. I should return home until the streets become safe again.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? Oh, I
Yeah.
actually was talking to your companions, or are you from the surface too?
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Circle of Magi.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Do you want me to ask him?
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smith Cast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperium's Verticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Hey, what's down there?
The deep roads. What do you think I already have access to?
I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesha's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Will you let me pass?
Into the deep roads? Not without a full unit of soldiers to back you, my friend. Or Adesha's permission to risk yourself. Orzammar can't afford to lose its citizens or honored guests on casual visits to the deeps. Alright, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
Oh, I must have remembered incorrectly. I'm sorry, give me a sec. Sorry about that. Alright. Sorry about that. You know what? Let's do a little more while we're in Orzammar. I know it's just coming right out of left field. I just realized that if I can do all of that in one go, like one incap, then I can definitely do a good portion of Orzammar. Plus, feels good, emotionally, to be back here in this insanity.
That's excellent armor. Dwarven make?
No.
Is it true there's civil war on the surface, too?
Yep.
So the closer
I did
you
not
live to
expect
the
to see you
surface,
again.
the higher
I am
class you
afraid
are.
you will find Orzammar
Unless
much
you're actually
changed.
on the surface.
Yep. And then you don't have a clash, because they hate you.
Raise your voice in support of Lord Harrowmont, the one true king of Orzammar and our future savior!
Don't talk to me, Exile. Your brother Trian was my friend.
Well, I didn't kill him, so that's kind of not my fault.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
I hope you'll support Lord Harrowmont.
here I am.
Oh shit, I didn't even talk to him. Can I answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me a little about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
And it has assassins.
Every land has its assassins. Some are simply more open about their business than others. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
I'm from down here, in Orzammar.
Ah, yes, the city of lava and stone. It too is beautiful, in its way. Sad that it will never see sunlight or smell the salt of the ocean, however. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be. But not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
Well, that's a little bizarre. There's leather everywhere.
Ah, but it's not Antivan leather, is it? I do not know what the Antivan tanners do that is different, but there is no leather more supple nor more fragrant. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. Ah, but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Well. The job being killing me, right?
Yes, and now here I am. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life? I could not.
Handsome?
Perhaps that was a poor choice of words. True, though it is. Do you object?
You're wasting your time.
I'm not sure that that's the route I would take, were I to continue old habits, but as you wish. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Actually, look at the carving. There we go. Ah, yep.
News of the hour. 2 more clans endorse Lord Balin as the new king. Change is inevitable.
So, how is it the dwarves have a king? I thought they voted on everything, or something like that.
Greetings.
I heard you had returned to his exile. What insult do you mean by coming here?
There's a blight coming.
After what you did to Trian, you come to your only living brother for help?
I have a treaty compelling Orzammar to aid against a blight. Plus, it was Balin who killed him.
You should leave Orzammar now, exile. Seek whatever you wish on the surface, but there is nothing for you here.
I have a treaty compelling Orzammar to aid in a blight.
I have seen this treaty in the Shaper's libraries, but it is only the king it compels, and your father has unfortunately passed on. If you seek Balin's help, he can only give it from the throne, and only if no one stands in the way of his getting there.
Balin promises me troops. I'll help him
So
take
you
the
really
throne.
have thrown your lot in with the surface. Very well. As long as you understand Orzammar is Balin's, I will allow you the chance to prove it.
I will do nothing to compromise my honor.
You have no honor, Kinslayer. It was stripped from you by the Assembly. Now, there is a way you could prove your good intentions. I will only ask you once. Will you do it, or not?
What must I do?
Harrowmont has been buying the votes of every Desher he can turn, but he is running out of promises. Recently, he offered the same estate to both Lady Dace and young Lord Helmy. He hopes the vote will pass before he has to pay up. I have the promissory notes, but they know of my loyalties to Balin. If you, on the other hand, brought them this evidence, they know you have little love for your brother and will believe you. Prove your loyalty. Perhaps you'll get the reunion you desire.
I'll have a think.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Desher's lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions. Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. So it's true. The exile has returned, and we are to treat you as a respected guest.
I'm a warden now. Do as you wish, Steward Bandalore. You always have.
It's the one perk to this position, child. Or should I call you warden? I'm glad to hear the surfacers are making use of your talents. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
A blight is coming.
Troubling, but it will still seem distant compared to the empty throne. The assembly is blind to all else.
Who has the authority to aid me?
Dulin Verender, Harrowmont's man, can be found at the Harrowmont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you. Warden, I'm afraid the assembly is still locked in debate.
Let me know when they
What can I
stop
do?
bickering.
Not until something forces their hands, I'm afraid. Only Balin or Harrowmont can settle this.
We'll be back. In fact, actually, I think I'm going to end off here. So, that's it for this episode. I think next episode we'll do a little bit more in Orzammar. As in probably talking to people. Then we're gonna do Broken Circle, most likely. So next episode should just be the entirety of Broken Circle. Because it's relatively short, it's just really drawn out. Alright, that's all.